a recent case that Havas Creative and Media did for the FIFA World Cup this past summer, which I think is excellent in many ways, very interesting. Basically, for the World Cup, you have official sponsors, and our client, Dish, wanted to sort of partake, as many brands do, in the World Cup. But there's all these challenges. Basically, if you're not an official sponsor of the World Cup, you can't reference World Cup, you can't use any of the logo or identity, you can't use the ball. So how do you get people's attention and engage with them at this period of time when all they're fascinated about is soccer or football? And so we came up with this concept because in Latin America, they call soccer, football, the beautiful game. And since the target for this was Dish Latino, we took this notion of the beautiful game and we identified a samba dancer. And the product that we were promoting for Dish Latino was the Hopper, which is a DVR that lets you look at content through multiple angles. So what's really interesting about the campaign is you had a very iconic, beautiful woman, a samba dancer. And what we did through a multi-touch point strategy, it was video, out of home, mobile, and ultimately TV. It started off as a purely digital strategy. We created these vignettes of this samba dancer and showed people, basically promoted the notion of being able to use the Dish Hopper. You can see the most beautiful game in the world through multiple angles. So you would see the woman, her shoulder, her, different parts of her body. For this audience, for the, the Latino audience, it worked very well. And so the videos were seeded online first. And then we also had pre-roll. We did video and pre-roll. We did the first ever bilingual masthead on YouTube. We also used influencer marketing. We had a comedian, a very popular Mexican comedian, who would tweet things to the nature where you would see the samba dancer holding up, 2 soccer balls and saying, I see many balls on the screen, but funny sort of things to get the word out. And the provocative imagery, the notion that you can watch content from any device, anywhere, in multiple angles, which is really, through things like GoPro, and is really where the consumer is at right now. It's the sort of flexibility. This campaign was so successful in terms of activating new subscriptions, driving awareness, that content that was originally digital is now being used for TV. So it's the opposite of what we once saw, which is you take TV content and you put it online. Now we're seeing, really successful digital content, short format, being repurposed, and then so successful that we're trying to get an even broader reach and placing it online. Dish Latino is a very interesting case in terms of using content on multiple devices and repurposing content. For a case we did in Colombia this past fall for Claro, a telco client, we did the first ever high definition mobile content series. So the concept there was, more people are using their mobile devices in many markets in Latin America, and so why aren't we creating really good content for the mobile device? So this series called Talion, it used well-known actors, and it was 2 minutes over 13 weeks. So 2-minute size content, subscribers of Claro would get that content. We also embedded partners, different brands that wanted to sort of help sponsor the show. The content was promoted out of home, the content was promoted in multiple places, so other people who were not necessarily subscribers of Claro were very enthralled and intrigued. It looked like a TV series, it looked like something new on HBO, and yet it was a purely mobile-driven content plan.